With the rise of the internet, quickly after came the rise of influencers. And to be an influencer, usually you had to show off a unique and special life because that's what got views. And with this, all these unique lifestyles like living in Bali, doing whatever you want, not going to the 9 to 5 became popularized. Of course, these lifestyles cannot be lived whilst chained to a 9 to 5 office job, so it led people into research, and people are slowly realizing what's possible, that you can make money on the internet, that you don't need a boss, that you can just make your own path and do whatever you want and make money that way. And hence has come the rise of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is becoming more popular, and honestly, the only reason I got into it at the time that I got into it was that I just didn't want to spend all day at a job. I just wanted to play my games all day instead. So naturally, I looked up the magic question on YouTube search: how to make money online. And at the time, I think it was about 2018, so the first thing that came up was dropshipping. At the moment, it's faceless AI YouTube channels. Dropshipping is still quite popular, and there's also growth operating, which is basically making online communities for existing influencers. All of these are like the things you see first when you search up that question. And I'm not bashing you if you genuinely want to do these business models and if you genuinely are committed to making it successful, but the reason that these business models are popular is because they're good at making people think that they don't need to do much work to get quite a big reward. With dropshipping, it's like, yeah, I don't even have to make my product, I don't have to fulfill my product, I can just put some random crap up on TikTok, run like 2 adverts, and I'll start making sales, and before I know it, I'll be on $10,000 a month. With faceless AI YouTube channels, it's the same thing. You don't have to show your face, half of the video gets made for you, and growth operating, also similar. You don't have to build up an audience, you can just take someone's existing audience and take 50% of the profit. And the fact that they sound so easy to do is a problem, because it makes them very, very popular. Everyone that comes to me that wants one-to-one help with making money online, a lot of them are already doing one of these business models. However, the big problem is that every other 16-year-old that has a phone, which is every 16-year-old nowadays, is also doing these business models. So what happens is that you go from this business model that sounds easy, but what you don't know is that the popularity of these business models means you have to work longer and harder than everybody else that's doing them in order to succeed. If you're a growth operator, you have to be the guy that reaches out to the most people. If you've made an AI YouTube channel, you have to be that guy that makes 15 shorts every day without fail. And to succeed at dropshipping, you have to be the guy that's willing to start the most stores, try the most products, and cut the most into his profit margin. So suddenly, these business models that drew you in because they were easy, they sounded easy, all of a sudden, you have to work just as hard with them as with everything else. Usually, because these models tend to draw in people just because of the money, they join and they start because it's quick money, but then they quickly find out that they have to work hard, and they end up jumping to the next business model that they think is quick and easy, only to find out it's just as hard as the last one, and people end up jumping around like this for years. And this is where people get stuck. They try it because they think it's easy, then it gets hard, and because they don't have the grit built up yet that's necessary in entrepreneurship that you have to carry on for months on end without making a profit, they don't have that yet. So they end up quitting. And they quit too early to see the results because the model itself has no direct attachment to them. They don't want to do it for any reason other than the fact it makes money. So now that you know about this problem, what can you do about it? The big lesson in this video is that to make money in the easiest way, you have to do what other people are not willing to do. Ironically, you have to go where hard is, where the difficulty is. In business, difficulty is the same thing as opportunity. My first business, the one where I became a YouTuber game developer, is exactly that, because Not many people are good at coding whilst also being good at making YouTube videos, whilst also being social enough and be willing to show their face on camera. All of these things, coding, video editing, speech, art, they don't go together very often. And by the way, I didn't initially have all of these skills and qualities. I started without knowing them first and then built them over time. But because it requires all of these skills to succeed in that space, there's very little competition. There's only 10 YouTubers around there in the game development space that have over 100,000 subscribers, me being one of them. And this business, my second business where I help people make money on the internet and help you through these videos, is similar because I have to wake up and I have to make these videos, I have to script them, I have to show my face, I have to sometimes hop on 3 to 4 calls with different people per day, I have to take my clients' problems on as my own and take on that pain that they're feeling so that I can help them the best way that I can. And I also have to take on a lot of risk because if my clients don't make money, I give them a refund. And ironically, by doing this, by going where nobody else is willing to go, it gets easier and easier to make money. By doing this, it reduces the need to be a shining star, if you will, in your space. Before dropshipping was popular, you just needed to be a dropshipper to make money. Now, to make any sort of good money as a dropshipper, you need to be an amazing dropshipper. Whereas for me, in my first game development business, I would be lying to you if I said I was an amazing game developer. I'm an average game developer at best. My games are fun and I put a lot of effort into them, but I'm still lacking a lot of knowledge. But because I did what nobody else was doing, I still found it easy to make money. So with all of this being true, and the fact that you can make money doing literally anything, you may as well pick something that fulfills you in some deeper way. Whether you do it because you find it enjoyable, which is my game development business, or you do it because you see a lot of growth and purpose in it, which is this business, it has to fulfill some sort of deeper layer than just the money for you, because then when it gets hard, you will stick through it. So be willing to go where the difficulty is. Be willing to make sacrifices at first, because ironically, that makes it easier to make money. In this business, when someone works with me, I put a lot of time into them to the point where my business isn't very scalable right now. But that's not a problem right now because the fact I put so much time into individual clients means that it's easier for me to get the clients in the first place. Then I can get those clients the results, make them happy, and then sometime in the future, I can think about scaling later. Solve one problem at a time. Don't try to figure out how to make $100,000 a month before you've even made your first $1,000. You most likely just have one problem right now, which is you need some damn money coming into the bank. So do whatever it takes to start getting that money, and then you can worry about scaling, you can worry about other things. To get my personal help with making money on the internet, I will completely transform your life for the better. Click the link in the description right now. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.